It's time for Fits and Starts.
You see someone with like a tattoo, like, you know, they're like an Irish or like a American or whatever, and they have like Chinese or like Latin tattooed on them.
Oh yeah.
Like, I just don't trust that they mean what you're told they mean. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, man, there's a brilliant collection of them online of but obviously from the Chinese thing, like bad Chinese tattoos, man. Some of them are just rubbish, man. They're so bad. Like, because it's just there's so many ways for things to be translated wrong that it's like, you know, like when I can't think of any specific examples now, but the classic one is like if you write someone's name out phonetically, right, as close to phonetically as possible, right, so that it's like your name would probably be like G, you'd probably like G-Lan or G Lee. You could call G Land, which is hilarious sounding. G Land, but it has to fit into their pronunciation tropes or whatever, you know what I mean? So but like the characters that you select to make those sounds, you can select, there's hundreds of different, because one of the reasons Chinese is such a nightmare language is because there's so many words that are basically the same fucking sound when you pronounce them, but are different in meaning and different when they're written down, right? So but that means the potential number of characters I could use to write your name is huge, and some of those characters are going to be things like Willie and Signpost, and so you end up with people with names that are just the funniest, stupidest shit, right? The worst one I ever saw though was, I just I cringed, man. This poor fucking man. He had Chinese tattoos all down the back of his legs, right? All down the back of his legs, and they were all mirror images. They were all backwards because whoever had done the stencil must have done them the other way round. So they were actually correct, whatever. I couldn't, I mean, my Chinese isn't great at the best of times, but reading it backwards is an extra feat that I'm not particularly good at. But like, they were correct as such, but like, it was just like, I was like, oh God, if you can read Chinese, that just looks like so gammy. Like, it just looks so stupid.
Oh no.
I think some basketball players have there's some famously bad basketball players who have Chinese tattoos, because of course basketball is very popular in China, and then like the Chinese people are like, this is hilarious, this guy's fucking, you know, he thinks it says, you know, peace and love forever, you know, but it actually says fucking egg fried rice Tuesday or something. You know, it's just fucking.
I do love egg fried rice Tuesday.
Hey man, I think we might just have lucked on the one thing that I actually would get tattooed on my shoulder. Fucking picture my own baby's face. Egg fried rice Tuesday, baby. Yeah. Egg fried rice Tuesday forever.
Forever.
It means something. It means something to me. It means something to me. Like the boys in fucking Prison Break, you know? It means something. Yeah. It's important. Egg fried Tuesday.
Oh wait, he was covered in tattoos, the mad fucker.
We know what it means. You know what it means, Michael.
Where,
egg fried.
Where's the egg fried rice?
Where's the egg fried rice?
It's under the floorboards. It's under the floorboards. Get me the blueprints.
Blueprints. That was just get me. There's then a tattoo of Michael from Prison Break on the arm, and it says "Get me the blueprints" underneath or something like that. But I love people who have TV shows and stuff tattooed on their arm. I'm just like, this is great. Yeah. This is really, you're like, yeah, you know, this is what you thought was the most important thing was, you know, Fraiser.
Hey baby, I hear the blues are calling, tossed salads and scrambled eggs.
That's brutal.
It's beautiful. There was that one that I liked though, you know, Johnny Knoxville from, what's it called? What was their show? The people who did all the mad stunts.
Jackass?
Yes, Jackass, yeah. He got his own face, it wasn't him, it was Steve-O, got his own face tattooed on his back. And I was like, that's good. I like that, because that's...
He can always see you coming.
That's it. He's got eyes in the back of his head, huh? Or in the middle of his back.
He probably did that to piss his mother off.
I think everything those people do is to piss their mothers off, generally speaking. I think the tattoo on the back is only the most recent addition into that. But yes, that's it. I don't think I'd do the microphone thing, but I suppose you're more serious about comedy. I wouldn't do that, man. I'd just be like, oh man, I think I'd be cringing at that. The Edinburgh cringe. after. But I feel that about everything. I can't think of anything seriously that I would ever put on me.
But then you'd probably just put something silly on you, like a fucking, a headless hedgehog or something, and be like, oh, it's funny.
Headless hedgehog. I like that. Headless hedgehog sounds like Headless hedgehog sounds like a subsidiary company of Fat Mannequin Industries, doesn't it? Fat Mannequin, they're just owned Headless hedgehog. Yeah, we're branching out. We're branching out into pet mannequins.
Yeah, we'll be all over the pet stores.
That reminds me, so talking about our little Jill dolls, right? So I looked into it. It's totally possible, Gillian. It's so possible. So what it is right, I found there's multiple companies.
Are one of these going to turn up outside my house now or something?
They're outside your house right now. Okay, that's right. You can move in. You can go in now. She's waiting.
There's cameras everywhere.
They just dump you in a bunch of plaster of Paris to get an imprint of you. No. So there's the companies that do. This is the best way around I could think of doing it, right?
Right.
And I put a lot of thought into this. I put a good 6 or 7 minutes worth of Googling into this now, right? So this is the business plan. So there's loads of companies that make custom-made bobbleheads. You know bobbleheads, yeah? The fucking small body, big head thing. So they call it bobbleheads, but I think they're just not bobbleheads. They just have big heads, because the bigger you make the head, the easier it is to carve it to look like someone's actual head and not like a toy.
Fair.
Anyway. Doesn't matter. But they will make a custom bobblehead of anyone. You give them pictures. People do them for their weddings or their whatever it is, you see? So you get one of them made up. They send you the custom bobblehead. Then there's other companies that mass produce dolls and toys to your specifications. So we get a little Jill bobblehead made up. Then we've got the head. We send it to them. They make a cast of it. And now we're fucking mass producing little Jillian dolls. Plus, because the bobblehead things, they'll actually like do you with like a little microphone and all that. You know what I mean? Because that's what they do. They try to make it look like your fucking whatever your job is, or they do lots of ones for weddings and things like that. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you're gonna be looking at this fucker for the rest of your life. You want a tiny one of them on the mantelpiece as well, like.
Just to make sure the hatred starts early,
Yeah, that's it. Just looking at you like with their bobbly head. Hey.
Trying to watch Coronation Street.
That's it. You're trying to get away from your spouse. I need fucking half an hour by myself, and there they are from the mantelpiece. You never escape. You never escape. Fucking hell. But yeah, that's it, man. So the little Jill doll dream can be a reality, definitely. So I'm gonna look into
Delighted
it.
with that now.
But but they need pictures of you. So you got to send me a few good pictures of you doing your comedy thing.
Comedy. If I
said,
send you the one with the writing on my hand, will they put the writing on it? So I have my set written on my hand on a bobblehead forever.
What's my set again? You have to pick up the bobblehead. Oh yeah. To check.
Yeah. Written on my hand instead of the set list is like check bobblehead.
Check bobblehead. Meta. But then you check the bobblehead and they've written check bobblehead on your hand because it's the second edition of the doll. No, I'm trapped in a mirror in a bobblehead. Holy shit.
That's so funny.
Holy shit.
So funny.
Yeah, but that's it. So yeah, send me some pictures of you doing your stand-up comedy because we want to get one. How much are they? I don't know. I'll find out. I'll find out. Anyway, it's return on investment is going to be huge. This is fine.
Obviously, yeah.
This is because like this, all successful podcasts, and we might be getting slightly ahead of ourselves. Episode 2.
Excuse me. We have what, four subscribers?
I believe it's up to 4. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure only one of those is a porn spam bot.
Beautiful.
Pretty sure. Which is a 75% human rate. Huh? 75%
I know my sister.
Human. You don't get that in the comedy club.
What?
I said 75% human. You don't get that in the comedy club. And 25% of them are normally some weird creature that's blown in off the street.
Yeah, hammered. What's this? I can tell a joke. I'm funnier than the comedians.
What were you going to say about your sister? Get out of here, you bobbleheads.
My sister is one of the subscribers.
Oh well, there you go.
She listened to the whole hour of it. I'm so proud of her.
You see that? I like that. That was your face said both proud and very, very sorry at the same time. I'm so very, very sorry. That you had to listen to that. That's very cute. That's good. I can't remember one subscriber on my other podcast said that I look very distinguished with my glasses on. How's that now? I think.
Excuse me, I wear glasses in every podcast and no one has said that about me.
And not even your sister said you look distinguished.
I call bullshit.
No, I think
Did you write that yourself? You wrote that comment.
But yeah, so the dolls, we'll look into them, because what I was going to say, Gillian, is every successful podcast, after a while of doing things, what they realize is we can't make any fucking money doing this fucking shit. So then they get merch. They get merch, Gillian. And everybody's got sweatshirts. Everybody's got cups with their stupid little fucking logo on it. Bobbleheads. Fucking rolling in money. So yeah.
But then we'll have to make one of you as well.
Yeah, I was just thinking that maybe so. I mean, fuck me, man. If whatever it costs to carve your head in your thing, like I should get it for half price. Because look at me. I am like some lads in the changing rooms and work the other day. Not the other day. In the old world. In the old world before the end of the world apocalypse. They were saying, what were they saying? It was which video game character somebody was from these different video games that they all played. Yeah. They were like, Alan looks like the fucking default guy before you've applied any of the filters to him. I just look like, you know what I mean? Just.
That is exactly right.
The glasses is too much, actually. I wasn't even wearing the glasses at the time. So I'm just,
it's like, that's exactly what you are. You're the wrestling guy that you start with. And then you like add your clothes to him.
Blink, blink,
and then
blink,
you give him, you give him like all his strengths and his weaknesses. And then that's so funny.
Just blink. And then like the sunglasses appear, you know? Or whatever the fuck it is, like.
Oh my
blink.
God, I love that. That's exactly what you look like.
Thanks,
but you're right. It should be cheaper to make you, because I have really long hair. I have glasses, whereas I'd imagine if you made a bobblehead of you wouldn't put your glasses on it. No. So like really, all they have to write under yours is Alan. Like they
just need to get the stock base one from the box and just in biro write Alan underneath it. Be like, fuck, this is amazing.
This like is Alan, yeah. It's exactly like him.
There we go. The world's
yours should definitely be half price.
The world's most undistinguished man. What was I going to say? So yeah, that's it. So yeah, we can get a bobblehead, but I think the little Jills are going to be more popular. I would say I'm going to order a lot more little Jill dolls.
I was going to say I would prefer the bobbleheads, because then you can have them in like, people put them on their desks and stuff, and then when they're taking like selfies at their desk, our little bobbleheads are like in the background, so they're accidentally marketing you. You know what I mean?
Good.
People are like, "What are those little bobbleheads?"
I gotcha. Very good. Yeah. That's great. Yeah, I agree with this marketing strategy. So before were you thinking, when I said doll before, were you thinking more like Action Man, or were you thinking like, what do you call them? Like a baby doll?
Baby born or something. Yeah, I think I was going for like,
Jilly born.
Jilly born. Oh, I don't like that.
Horrific.
I was thinking more of, do you know American Girl? Porcelain doll is kind of what I was going for.
Okay.
That's kind of what I thought. But not porcelain, because American Girls look like the porcelain. They look like they're porcelain, but they're not. They're like, I don't know, fucking
plastic,
whatever it is. Yeah, plastic, whatever. But they're very like proper. They all have like perfect hair, and they wear like little dresses, stuff. And I used to work in a doll shop actually back in the day.
No, you didn't. Go
on.
Yeah,
I did. It was called Treasured Dolls.
Treasured dolls. Right down the street for no one gives a fuck about these dolls.
That's where our bobbleheads are.
That's where our bobbleheads, the big pile, the big dirty, dusty pile of not cared for, unloved bobbleheads.
Yeah, I definitely talked about treasured dolls before. God, because I used to love, when I was younger, I used to love playing with like dolls' hairs and stuff. So I used to love when fucking kids, especially the dolls with the curly hair, kids would like, you're not meant to brush the curly hairs. The curly haired doll, you're not meant to brush her hair because it goes all over the gaff. But like obviously you can't tell a 5-year-old to not brush their doll's hair. You
Seems a
spend
bit
90
harsh.
euro on the fucking doll.
You're doing.
So
Yeah.
so whenever if someone came back with the doll and they fucked up the hair, I used to love fixing it because it was really easy to fix. You just had to have like a little bit of patience. So I used to love fixing it and all. Why was I telling about this? Oh yeah, because then that was the doll that I thought of when you.
So hang on. So, but these dolls, this doll shop you used to work in, like you're talking like high-end dolls. Did you just say 90 euros for a fucking doll?
The doll was 90 euro. Yeah, they were actually gorgeous. But it's the same.
You get a real baby for less than that, like.
The amount of people that used to be like, you could buy your own clothes for less than this, but the kids wanted the doll. They were gorgeous dolls, though. You know, if you looked after them, they were gorgeous.
Are they like porcelain ones now, or what kind of doll are we talking?
They weren't porcelain, no. They were. I don't like whatever plastic a doll is.
Yeah. But they're like,
And their bellies were soft. So I'm pretty sure, as far as I remember, they had soft.
Do they have like hard hands and hard feet and hard heads and then soft bodies? I think I don't know what that's called, but I've seen that.
I'm sure they did, but I could be wrong. I can't remember now, but I think they did have like a soft belly. Maybe they didn't. But yeah, they were expensive, but they were gorgeous. They were very nice.
Wow.
But people used to get like freaked out when I tell them I worked in the doll shop because
that is super fucking weird. Yeah.
And there's just dolls everywhere.
That's
I think
the mannequin graveyard.
I would be the last person to work in a doll shop. Because I'm scared of everything.
Yeah, I don't think, when I think Gillian Fitzgerald, I don't think fucking doll shop ingenue. I don't know. I just don't think, that's the funny. But you're not very girly, I suppose. And I think people think of dolls as being very girly. And you're not very ladylike, either being ladylike or girly. And you're neither of those things. You're a man. I'm saying you're a man. No, but yeah, you know what I mean. Like you're not. So that's surprising. But did you have a lot of dolls when you were a kid, or did you?
I was just gonna say, I had loads of dolls when I was younger. I loved dolls when I was younger. So then, I literally worked there so that I could get to play with the dolls' hair. That was literally why I was there.
That's
their hair.
Is it still around, Dolls or Us, or Treasure Dolls rather?
Treasure Dolls. Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure it's still in Tala.
And that's what they do, custom made dolls. That's it.
Yeah. So the whole idea is that you get like a doll that's like looks like you. So you get like a mini version of you. Because in the shop then you could get like a dress, like you get matching outfits for you and the doll. So then like your doll looks like you.
And when you say you, is this normally children?
I mean, it is normally children.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Because that's weird.
Although you did have a few women who come in, or like they come in and they like collect dolls. So they come in and they buy one and they buy like loads of different outfits for the dolls because they obviously just had a collection. Yeah.
Wow, it's amazing, man. I think people who collect are mad, man. It's so cool. What do you think about collections the other day?
I collect shot glasses.
I used to get do you?
Yeah, I have about 30 something of them.
Gillian, when you say I collect shot glasses, do you mean I get shit-faced at bars when men are buying me shots, and then I say, I'm going to put these in my pocket, because even if I don't get anything else from you, at least you get a shot glass. Because that's not the same as being a collector per se.
Well, I don't think I am a collector. I just buy a shot glass for every city I go to. I get a shot glass.
Oh, well, if you're buying it, I think you're a collector. I just meant if you were nicking glasses out of fucking coffers.
I did steal one from a club in Dublin because it was like a tiny. So those little, have you ever seen those ones that look like beer glasses and they're fucking tiny?
Yeah. That's stinky. That's kind of cool. Yeah.
So I took that one home because it was cool.
Yeah.
But that's the only one I've stolen. I have bought all the other ones.
Oh, very, very good. Very good. So you got a shot glass for every city you've ever been to. Very, very cool. Yeah, that's kind of fun.
And then I have a Fitzgerald one with the family crest on it as well, which is quite
nice. Cool. What's the Fitzgerald's crest? What's on your crest?
Cresty things.
So you don't know. Very good.
I haven't talked to
No, very good. No, just wondering. The burn crest, because the way I spell burn, the real way, that nobody knows how I spell it. But our real crest, because you know me, I have numerous
I think I spell
aliases. You spell it right, but I'm saying on the podcast and all my public facing stuff, I use the generic burn so people can't find the real me. But the real crest of ours is really weird. It's like blue and white, and there's like a tree with an X under it. It looks like a fucking pirate map. It's gas. Oh, cool. So now you see the only people who can, now somebody could, if you want to file through all the fucking burn crests, then you'll be able to find my real name.
You'll find out which one you are.
The clue hunt, treasure hunt that nobody is fucking interested in playing.
That's a bit like me. People don't know what my surname is because it only says Fitz, and there's so many different Fitzes. So people are always like, what's your second name? So I should have just said what the crest was and been like, all our listeners can go find out what Alan's surname is and what my surname is.
That's it. We'll put them up. We'll put them up on the screen, Julian. Your crest. I hope it's something gas now. I hope it's just like a little woman holding a bunch of dolls or something incredibly on the nose.
Dancing, fucking. It's just loads of bobbleheads.
Traditional Irish bobblehead crest.
Yeah.
Family crests are gas, they're good. But collecting stuff is interesting. Like I used to, when I was a kid, I used to collect like little figurines, little toys and things. Like Pet Aliens was one, and then Monsters in My Pocket. I used to love collecting them. You know, you buy a little bag, and then in the bag they had like a rubber monster, but you couldn't tell what it was. You know what I mean?
Oh, nice.
That was so.
I loved that. All the cereal boxes. Do you remember? Yeah. From there, collect shit. My cousin used to collect all the. Back when McDonald's toys were cool, he used to go get a Happy Meal and collect all the toys.
Yeah,
so he'd all these mad fucking like Looney Tunes fucking collections, which were cool.
That's deadly. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. My favorite one is, I can remember when I think my favorite McDonald's like fucking Happy Meal toy was, I don't even know what part of history it was, but there was a time when the Transformers, I don't know if it was the cartoon movie, it's like before the remakes with Michael Bay, because I'm a dinosaur, like it's back in the past somewhere, and they had like Transformers of the fucking like McDonald's menu items. So there was like a chips that turned into a robot and a fucking milkshake that turned into
that's
it was so great. It was so great.
I love that.
I can remember the little milkshake one that turned into a robot. I mean, so ridiculous. But yeah, people collecting stuff as an adult is a bit different. It's interesting. Like there's my mother sort of, I don't know if she just did it for a while and doesn't do it. Some people have spoons, you know, we used to have a bunch of different spoons from places, same as the shot glass kind of idea.
Yeah.
I suppose that's for doing lines of coke, you know, snorting coke. It's the more
better for you.
Yeah, but exactly. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's fucking all the empty calories of shots, Julian. What are you doing?
Get it right, woman. Get it right. I used to collect teddy bears when I was younger. Me and my little sister, they did like, I can't remember if it was like fucking Ireland's Own or something used to have like a thing, and my dad used to get them for us. They were so expensive. They were like €40, I think, for like a tiny teddy, but we never took them out of the box. So they were like, it started at like A, and it was like, you know, fucking, I don't know, Alan the fucking air host or whatever, you know, and then it would go like Bob the Builder, went on and on and on. But then it would start again at A, because we have about 50 of them, but they used to be like, it used to be like the teddy bear, and I remember there was like, one of them was like Philip the photographer, and he had like a little camera, and you could like click through the camera and have all like, you know, used to have like different pictures that you go through.
Yeah.
But we kept all of them in their boxes, and they used to all come with like a magazine, and they'd like talk about the different like type of teddy bear and stuff. So they were real like collector's items, and we kept them all in their boxes.
That's
so we still
amazing.
have them. Yeah, we still have them. They're mad. We must have like 50 of them. It's mad.
That's crazy, man. I like all the detail with that though, with the little books and stuff. That's cute. Yeah.
Yeah, there used to be like little one in like a little rain jacket. I don't know what the fuck he was. A fisherman, I think he was actually. So cute. He had like a little fishing rod. They were class.
Yeah. And were they all bears? Were they all bears?
They were all bears. Yeah.
Okay.
They were all bears. Well, my dad was just like, he just stopped collecting them because he was just like, they're just too expensive. We were like, fair. We had like 50. I'd say we have about 50 of them.
That's like 2,000 quid's worth of bear. That's crazy.
Thanks, Dad.
You know what I mean?
So we just left to sit in our room, like we just add to the collection. They were class. They were so cool.
That's cute. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I collected anything else. like stamp. I was going to do stamp collecting for a while, but then I did fucking whatever. I got a book of them one year, and then I didn't bother with that again. Just because people were kind of not sending letters anymore, so I was like, I'm never going to get any fucking stamps.
Is that how you do it? I don't know. Like you peel off the stamp that someone sends you. Is that the whole point?
That's basically it. Yeah. See, but again, when people used to send each other letters all the time, then like if you had an uncle in fucking, you could see like back in the day in America, and they'd send you a letter, and then you get, oh, that's just stamp from here, and then you could collect all your local stamps as well.
Sure, yeah.
A lot of those things as well. It's that I think to a certain extent it's the same with the shot glasses and the spoons. It's the idea of them coming from a bunch of different places and being able to bring them to you, you know. So I think, again, back in the day, that's how people got stamps. Whereas now people don't really post anything with stamps. So you can collect them, but it's not the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
My dad does a bit of coin collecting. He's got different coins from places, which is
that's cool.
Some of them are that's kind of fun. I kind of like that. Especially now, it's kind of, because now everything's euro. Like back in the day, you used to get, you went to France or something. Like now, you know, so foreign currencies are a bit more. I like the Chinese money has. I wonder, do I have any of it here? Actually, my favorite Chinese note. They're all the same. They all have a picture of Mao on them, which is quality. Quality. Nice to see regular bills. But the 5 yuan note is fucking like purple. It's just a great shade of purple. I like that now. I like a good purple.
Didn't we have back in the day our 500 euro note is purple?
One of the euro notes is one of the big ones is it's.
But wasn't our fivers? Were our fivers purple?
You mean Irish pound fivers or euro fivers?
Yeah.
I don't think they were purple, but I'm trying to I can't recall. I know. Hang on now. Fuck. They were bluey going. I think they were bluey going. And then because a tenner was green, because I remember that because when we first got a scanner, the first thing me and my brother did was fucking forge £10 notes.
Nice.
With a scanner and a printer and my parents. We were at my friend's house. No, it must have been my friend's parents had a scanner and a printer. And we were like, fucking, this is deadly. First thing we did was scan it. And then we went downstairs, like, look, we made our own money. And my parents were like, we're leaving! So it was great, the best. I can't leave them alone for a second, and they were already committed a fucking international felony. But yeah, the tenors were green for sure. And then
I don't really remember them.
I can't remember. I can only remember 10. I remember the coins. You remember the coins though? Do you remember the coins? Do you remember the pound?
Yeah, I remember the coins better than I remember the notes. But I think that's because people have like the coins kind of lying around, whereas they wouldn't have the notes anymore. For
sure,
you know?
For sure. Plus, also when you were a kid, you would never fucking have £20. No one would give you 20. They give you a belt before they give you £20.
And that's because back in the day, a 10p would buy you half a house, whereas.
That's
won't
right.
happen anymore.
No, not as much. Yeah, but that was it. The 50p's, of course, the old Irish 50p was, and the cool thing about the old Irish coins was they all had animals. It wasn't like heads of state or whatever, which is what was so unique about them. So there's definitely the pound was the stag, the now extinct stag. What was the 50p? That was like it's a bird of some sort. Was it a heron?
I don't remember. Is 50p? The 50p was the.
They look the same as the current British 50p's with the same shape, the hexagonal or whatever it is,
Oh, I don't remember the animal. I remember was it the 5p has the fish?
That's 10p. I think that's 10p.
Oh, it was 10p.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were cool.
The 20p was a horse too. I remember the brass 20p was a horse.
Yeah. I remember the horse. I don't remember what was on the 50p or the 1 or 2.
It's definitely a bird of some sort, but I can't remember. One's a fish. I think that. Oh no. Remember the pennies? The penny was like it. I think I always thought that it looked like a weird fish, but I think it was like some kind of a bird again, like a peacock or something. It had more of a Celtic-y design. The bigger denominations were more realistic looking, but then the 1 pence and the 2 pence had a mad Celtic-y design on it too. I don't think they were animals, or if they were more representative than they were realistic. Yeah, that was cool. I like that. I liked it being animals and not humans.
Yeah, that was cool because animals aren't going to turn out in 100 years to be the fucking worst.
That's what I was going to say. Like all those, all the fucking Mao notes now. The Chinese are like, this is great. Like fucking 50 years time when they're looking back in history, they'll be like, not looking so hot. Maybe not though.
And
Maybe.
even with the English money, or even they just, when she dies, they're gonna have to change all their money, aren't they?
Well, no, I think they won't. But I don't know. Well, yeah, how does that work? I have no fucking
What
idea.
happens when she goes? Does William or Charles, does all their money turn into him?
Is Elizabeth, is the current queen on the fucking coinage? No, they do change it. Because you can get old coins.
Yeah.
You can get old coins with old queens on them. Yeah, so for sure they'll have to change it. Yeah. That's it. Because I remember looking at one and being like, these two bitches look different. And my dad was like, they are different, you fucking idiot. Not try for it. No offense, Your Majesty. But
you can't call the queen a bit anyway.
I did some stand up where you had to. It was quite fun actually. Where you had to. It was this guy. It was like, oh, this would be a great idea for a night, and then the next day everything closed. But it was you did like 4 minutes, because it was like 5-minute spots. You did 4 minutes of your material, and then you had like 1 minute where someone would just give you a topic, and you had to improvise on it for a minute. I was like, that's kind of cool, because if you had to improvise for 5 minutes, you'd be like, God, this could be a real drag. But when it's only 1 minute, it's kind of like fucking. Quick. You might say something funny, and even if you don't, it's only a minute, and it's kind of funny if it's not funny. So it's quite good. But I had to. They were like, say something about what was the thing, Meghan and what the thingy Harry. Yeah. They were like, and it was at the stage where everyone had already joked about that. So I just made jokes about how the fact everyone's already made jokes about this. Like, but then in the end, I was like, sure, it doesn't matter anyway. The monarchy, it's all just made up, isn't it? It's just nonsense. It's just not real. And then I just instantly lost the whole room of gas. No. But then I also made a joke about losing the whole room, and then I got the right. But I was just like, it's, I was like, you guys take it really seriously, don't you? The bloodline. I was like, it's just nonsense. She's just a nice old lady. She's not like bequeathed from God, just made up. Yeah, it's mad. People really take their royal family stuff very seriously. They do. But not just the English. The fucking Northern Europeans are the same.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by the English royal family anyway. Like, I've watched all the documentaries. I love The Crown.
That's meant to be very good. That's meant the Crown is meant to be very good.
Really, 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 really good. There's a new film coming out about Diana.
Dirty Diana. Oh, it's not the.
That's so funny. That just shows our age difference. Because when I said that, I thought of the One Direction song Diana, and you sang Dirty
Diana. There you go. From the deep in the past. That was back in my day, Gillian, now, when music was music and it was mostly sung by child molesters. You wouldn't understand anything about that.
A much better time.
The Weeknd does a very good cover of that as well. So that's up to date. There you go.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Weekend without an E. Weekend. Boo. So you were like interested in the royals and all that. But what's the attraction, Gillian? I don't get this the royal thing. I'm not anti them. I think from a tourism point of view, it's a great thing for your country to have a royal family, because it attracts people. I think it's a great thing in the UK to get tourists over. People love it. But I'm just like, what's the attraction? Why do you give a fuck about these?
I don't really know. Well, I think I'm just more fascinated about the fact that they're like this one, like it's kind of, is it not a bit random? Like, was there not like one of them back a million years being like, I'm the king. I've decided I'm the best. And then he wins. You know what I mean? And then because of that, one of their, ancestors being like, that me, I win. Now she is the big shot for no reason, just because she was born there. You know what I mean? And she was never meant to be queen. It was because of the uncle fucking off to marry the divorced one.
Oh, I vaguely know what you're talking about. Vaguely, yeah.
I get all of their names mixed up, so I'm not going to say which uncle
just
it
give
was.
numbers.
I get all of their names. Yeah,
uncle number 7.
But yeah, so then her dad had to become the king, and then she's obviously the queen now. So like the line moved because he fucked off to marry your one. But yeah, I just think it's mad, because it's such a I think the attraction is because we don't have that lifestyle, so it's like I want to see what it's like
Yeah.
give that life,
It's like they're the sort of the kings and queens are the original sort of celebrity Kardashian kind of family
and
trope, aren't they? Yeah,
because it's such an old like it's such an old thing that it's kind of mad that it's still around, I think, as well as also
right.
fascinating
That
that
adds
it's
to this sort of novelty, strangeness of the whole thing.
Because like most countries don't have this anymore, so it kind of adds to it.
I can see that. That makes a lot of sense. I went past, like, Buckingham Palace is so small when you go past it. I thought it'd be fucking huge. I walked past it loads of times. I didn't notice. I didn't know what it was. I thought,
my parents, when they were like super young, I think they were only married like a few months, and they came. I think they might have. Was it their honeymoon? I don't remember. They went to England anyway, and my dad was like driving around, and they saw Buckingham Palace. They drove past it, and they were like, "Grand, we'll just park the car and we'll go back to Buckingham Palace." They parked the car, and they could not find Buckingham Palace.
Where'd it go?
They were like, so they've never seen it apart from when they drove past.
When they drove past it, that's great. That's great, man. That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Been to London since. So funny. Like.
That's great.
I think if I was going to have a palace, which I obviously will after our fucking podcast is massively famous.
Hey, listen, I'll get a miniature doll's house that I've made up, and you can put the bobblehead inside in it.
Oh my god, genius. But I like Buckingham Palace is very long, whereas I would want my palace to be very
thick.
And my palace to be
right.
I'd want it to be more like a castle.
Like a tower kind of thing. Like going
I'd want a castle. Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I think castles are the way to go. Have you ever been to like Blarney Castle or any of that? Have you ever been inside any castles?
I think I have when I was like on a school tour when I was about 6, so I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, you have the gift of the gab anyway, that's for sure, Gillian. Maybe you didn't kiss the Blarney, somebody fucking who kissed you, that's for sure.
I have not been. I actually have not. I've not been there. I've never done that. I don't think.
You fucking.
What?
I think I've done it. Yeah, I have done it years ago. But I only did it because when I was doing the tour guide thing, I used to bring groups to Blarney Castle with the business. So trying to fucking get a gaggle of half-pissed Russians up a bunch of stairs that haven't been in working order since the late 1600s. Like, fuck. Yeah. Great. It's great. But yeah, that's what I was going to say. What I liked about that was obviously relatively small, these castles, because they're ancient. Building anything was a massive achievement, let alone it. But just the height of it is great. You really get that feeling of like, I'm like, yeah, man, if you were the king and here now or the queen, like you'd feel powerful from the elevation. Yeah. So I'm on board with that. Yeah, I'd want a nice high tower.
Because even in Buckingham Palace, like their little balcony is not that high up. Do you know what I mean?
You'd gecko up the side of that in no time.
Fucking wood.
I'll get you shot by whatever security team is looking out for the queen. So. I don't think that's
rightly so.
Fucking setting back British relations another 30 years because you tried to lick the queen's eyeball coming up the trellis.
Yeah. Hey, Lizzie.
Yeah, but that's. I think you'd be good now in a castle, Jill.
I think I'd be good in a castle as well. Yeah.
What kind of style-wise? Like, what are you going for? Are you going for kind of like an ancient medieval kind of vibe? Like, that's the way to go. Like, there's no point having a modern castle. Do you know what I mean?
They'd be useless, fucking full of IKEA furniture. No thanks. I want a castle that's like 190 million years old, freezing cold, breaking apart, like really old, really
freezing cold, but with massive fireplaces in the rooms. That's what I want.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly, and like very like little furniture, just so the place stays freezing.
Yeah, but I would want a really big banquet table then in the main room in the thing.
Yeah.
Big fire at the end.
And you have to wear the huge like dresses that you can't really do anything in.
Yeah, you need 14 servants to help put you into. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd like that now. I'd like to have, the kings almost have like a big fuzzy looking cape a big pimpy looking cape. I know a crown would be grander. I think it's hard to wear crowns when you've got no hair. You know, I think crowns are for the haired.
It kind of hurt, wouldn't it?
I think it's like headphones, you know, the ones that go over the top. You get the top of your head, it gets sore after a while. So I think I wouldn't have a crown, but I think I would have like a big furry, and that'd be warm too. Then in your cold fucking jacket. Do you remember my favorite thing about that I learned in medieval history or whatever the fuck it was, whatever time period it was? So you don't even. I only remember the important parts. Was I think they were called. Was it trencher or I think it was trencher or something like that. But basically, they fucking used to eat off plates that were made out of bread. They were like big slabs of bread, like basically like a pit of bread, and that was your plate. And then you'd fucking put all your shit from your, you know, your banquet on that. And then when you were done, you'd fucking eat the plate. I'm like, I'm on board with that.
That's a thing somewhere where like you cut out the bread, you cut out a hole in the bread and you put like soup or something into it.
Yeah, there's a thing with soup that's bread bowl soup thing. They definitely some places. I think they have that in the States. I don't know if they have that here as well. I don't know if that's
I must have been some random country that I was in. I say random countries. I go to all the very fucking mainstream countries. What I'm talking about.
Just rifle through your shot glass collection there.
Yeah. Which one was I in? Since I've actually moved, I haven't taken my shot glasses out of because I don't know where to put them, which is very upsetting.
Yeah,
I have too many of them. You know what I mean? So I'm like, where do I put them now?
You need a wee shot glass shelf, Julian. You need to get your fucking boyfriend over there now to install some shelves, huh?
Yeah.
A man's only as good as the last set of shelves he installed.
I do keep asking, like, well, I didn't ask him, but I was like messing saying that, you know, he can just put up loads of shelves for me. And he keeps telling me that he was reminding me that my dad is a carpenter and he could do it. But I'm like, but you're right here right now. Yeah. He's a very DIY kind of guy, which is very rare to find.
That's great. That's a good sign.
Right?
That's a good sign.
He came over to my new house and he helped me move, obviously. And then he I don't even know what he fixed. He wired a plug for us. I was like, I don't know how to do that. What else did he do? He fixed like loads of random things that I just wouldn't have been able to do. Or like the two lads that live with, we were like, thank you. I can't do anything. Like the internet, we couldn't get the internet working. He came over and he was like, it's working now. And we were like, thank you.
This is good.
I'd have had to pay someone to do this. So yeah, I think it's very rare to find a DIY guy now. I
think DIY, this is me because I'm a DIY guy too. I was just going to say DIY guys are the fucking best. Because we are.
They are
but
the
yeah,
best.
It is harder to find DIY people. It's funny, even some people who you think would be good at DIY aren't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'd be like, you look handy, but then when they actually try to do something, like, fucking hell, man, I just called someone, you're about to destroy the washing machine. You know, the fucking pulling.
Because I can't do DIY to fucking save my life.
Yeah.
And I think most people my age are like, I can't DIY.
I can't do it. No, it's true. I think it's true. And I think people, I don't know why, other than the fact that anyone who's like me is awesome. But I think it's a good sign if somebody is good at DIY because it means they're practical. You know, they're good at taking things apart. That's right. There you go. Like your self-confidence. Collections. That's all you collect, so Jill. Shot glasses.
Yeah,
no other collections.
No, just shot glasses. And the teddies when I was young. That was it.
Teddies when you was young. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't think,
because you don't want, like, you don't, like, I wouldn't
shite,
like,
isn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't like to collect a lot of stuff because then you just end up having loads of shite, like,
yeah,
and you're like, I don't want any of this. But I like the shot glasses. I think it's kind of cool to have.
Yeah, that's not that you can literally stack them all up. They're not a massive issue to move them around.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
And you can use them if you need to.
If you if you ever need 32 fucking shots of something quickly, you're fucking set up for it. You're set up for
I'm ready for it. I'm fucking ready for it.
That's the way. Fucking ready for the weekend. So, what day is today? It's Thursday. Fuck, I'm all mixed up on my days.
Oh my God, Alan.
What?
My manager has rang me to like organise me coming back to work. And I've honestly never been so upset in my life.
Very upsetting. Very upsetting.
Absolutely fuming. fuming. I'm like, excuse me.
What?
I do not
come back to work. What do you mean?
You mentioned I've been paid to stay at home for all this time, and now you expect me to come back and deal with fuckers again? Like, are you? I was in there then a few days ago, and this absolute. But I'm gonna make a little video about it. I'll do that tomorrow actually. But this absolute wagon walks in, and she's like, "Hi, can I get a 1 shot, low fat, decaf, no chocolate, cappuccino?" And I was like, "You have ordered hot milk. That's what you've just asked me for. Steamed milk. That's what you want.
Can you give me one of the things with all of the other the things taken out of it? One of those,
yeah.
Please.
Can I have a cappuccino with none of the ingredients of a cappuccino, please?
Can I have a paper cup, please?
Yeah. And I was just like, in there, like, really? Do I really have to come back to this now? Like, are you actually serious? Like,
oh,
and the fuckers that come in and order food, and they're like, "Hi, can I get the avocado? But can I actually get no avocado? And instead of the avocado, can I just get extra black pudding?" And you're like, "No, like, no, you can't." And then when you say no, they get so angry with you, and you're like, "You're not allowed to change the menu." Like, especially when I was in America, it said on our menu, it was like, "We do not like change. We'll take something off, but we won't." Like,
you're not going to change everything up.
We won't modify it for modify. I broke there. We won't modify it for you. And people used to get so mad at me when I'd be like, "No, I can't do that." Especially, like, it's grand if you're the only one in the restaurant. Grand. No problem. You can go chat to them. But when it's so busy, people just don't understand that it's literally too busy for me to type all that into the fucking machine or go and talk to the fucking chef, who will then probably forget because he's got so many orders. He's going to forget.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Nah, man, people don't have any sympathy, man. They don't have any sympathy.
They don't give a fuck, like.
No, they don't, man. They don't. They're just like, somebody else in a position that isn't my position, so there's no way I can possibly imagine what that must be like.
Kid actually wants, this fucking, French toast, but she doesn't want it French. She just wants it toast, and it's just, and then I start screaming if you get it wrong. No, kids, no thank you. Get out of the cafe, eat at home.
Yeah, that's what I...
They're too picky. They're too picky, like. And that's not every kid is like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, kids just don't eat a lot of food. So...
It's just they want bland shite, like. Yeah, I just think other... I think other countries do that better. They're just like... other countries, they don't make this distinction. It's interesting. You can even see it in... to do with marketing and branding in post-World War II Americas, where lots of it comes from. But like, up until that point, kids just ate adult food. It's like, what do you mean you don't like it? Fuck you. That's what there is. Like, that was and that's still if you go to other countries, like, dude, you go to China, you go to the other countries, the kids are just eating adult food. Like, they might not eat everything, but they're eating the same. There's not this distinction between adult and child that we make here. And again, that's actually a new thing. That was because marketers, very cleverly, sort of madman era, realized that they could make more money by drawing a separation between child food, because there was more people concerned about their kids, and adult food, and not baby food. I mean, I'm not talking about baby food per se, but once you're at the stage where you're eating solid food, it never used to be the case that the exceptions were made for kids. It was just like, that's what they... It's bullshit, man. Here's what I think with babies. Here's my approach with children. I'm like, that's what's for dinner. I don't want to eat it. Fucking don't eat it. So, people are always just like, oh, but then malnutrition. Listen to me, man. You think fucking Johnny, the 5-year-old, is gonna go on fucking hunger strike because over fish fingers? Like, this is not. Let me tell you, right? Fucking, you leave them hungry for half a day, they'll fucking break. That's what you got to do with your kids. Alan's parenting corner. You've got to break the will of your children early on. Break it.
I love it. Like, the worst customers are the ones that come in with fucking 5 children, because then you know that you're gonna have to. Like, when I worked in the hotel, we used to do like rock, paper, scissors and stuff to be like, who gets the family with all the kids. Like,
it's great.
It is the worst, and they're never like apologetic about it either. They're always entitled bastards that come in being like, but my child wants this. I don't care that it's not on your menu. Go buy it. Cons. Can't wait to go back to work, Alan. I'm super excited to go back to
I
work.
can see you're really looking. Oh, dude, that's rough. That's rough. Back to the grind,
It's
huh, Gillian?
so upsetting. Like, I just got so used to, like, and when I was chatting to my boss, he was like, what do you miss most about lockdown? And I was like, my fucking freedom. Even though I couldn't do anything, I could do anything that I want. Even though I couldn't do anything, I didn't have anything to do. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
There was no like, oh, it's 11, I need to go and do this for 12 o'clock. Do you know what I mean? It was just like, it's 11, does it matter? Time doesn't exist
Time
anymore.
doesn't exist. It's great. It's great living in a timeless.
Another episode of Prison Break. That was
it. The only time is Prison Break time. That's the only measurement of time. What it doesn't. There's no more days of the week. There's no more hours. It's just what series of Prison Break are you on? What episode of Other People are you on? That's the only measurement of time.
I'm already raging and I haven't even gone back. Like,
I am looking forward. I'm looking forward to the post-rage or the beginning of the rage Gillian rants. I'm looking forward to it.
I'd be like, this fucking break.
That'll be it then. People can tune into the podcast trying to work out if they featured on it, because you won't know any of their names. But skinny guy in blue jacket was an absolute with fucking blonde mustache, absolute cunt, and then he'll be like, "Oh, that's me."
That's me.
That's me.
That's me. Funny.
Good times ahead, Gillian. Good times ahead. So, do you have any plans now for the weekend, Gillian? Speaking of which, your last or second last weekend of freedom.
I know, it's so upsetting. I don't have any plans actually. No. Nothing. I think the weather's meant to be shit as well, which is no crack. Although I probably will join my family quiz purely because I'm trying to figure out what my dad's question is. I sent it to you when my dad texted me being like, can you send me the picture of you and the giant cock?
Oh, that's right. He wants a picture of you for the quiz for some reason. And it's you and the giant cock, which is you and me in Amsterdam. Yeah, very good.
And me and you in Amsterdam, yeah. And then I sent it to him, but I was like, what's the question? And he wouldn't tell me what the question was. So I'll have to like tune in and see, because he's making the quiz this week, obviously. So I might do the family quiz. I've only done one of them, and that's when I was literally with the family, with my parents. Like,
yeah. It's a different thing when you're doing it over the Zoom or whatever it is. Yeah, I still like it. I'm still enjoying doing it. I kind of run them. Sort of, I'm the quiz master. So I actually won last week. I actually won the family quiz, but it was mostly because most people were sick and they missed it. So it was just me and the rest of the dregs. But my aunt and my nephew, her son, they always fucking win. They're too good. And then if it's not them, it's just other crowd. But both the top players were out last week, you see. So I actually, because normally I'm the bottom of the barrel, man. I'm crap at quizzes. I'm fucking crap.
I hate them. I'm like, I can't do these. I'm so bad at these. Like,
do you ever do board games? Do you do any board games?
No, not really. Play like Cards Against Humanity and shit, but that's not really a board game, is it?
Yeah, it's more like a party game, I guess you'd say. I like charades. I'm good at charades because charades is more acting-y, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Although, were you still in the pub when we were playing Heads Up, or did you leave before that when we were all in London?
I must have left. I don't remember that.
We were playing charades and I was shockingly bad.
Really?
Because because it was all like, guess the celebrity. I don't know any fucking celebrity.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know this person. And they're like, guess the movie. And I'm like, I've seen no movies. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm good if I'm good if I'm good at acting it if it's like a sentence or something, because like you can act out the individual words. So even if you don't know what the thing is, so if I'm doing the acting and the other person has the knowledge of the topic, like if it was films, I'd probably be in the middle, I'd be all right on it. If the other person it could be like some kind of TV show that I've never heard of. I could do the acting of it. But if I'm the one guessing it, they don't have a fucking chance because I won't know. Yeah. So I like that. I like Monopoly. It depends. It depends on it. Sometimes it's fun. Depends on who you're playing with. You know what I mean? Sometimes it gets a bit fucking serious, But that's me. I'm the most annoying one because I just take the piss out of the game as I lose. So I'm like the most annoying person to have.
Yeah, that probably pissed me off now, to be fair.
Yeah. Everyone who thinks games who takes them seriously, Kevin, it always annoys him so much because I'm just like, I lose, but I don't care. I'm like, it's for kids. Why are you angry?
It doesn't mean anything.
I was like, it's not important. I mean, like, they're and what can they say? They're like, no, this is for pride. This is real. It's like,
yeah, is it? Is it really? Yeah.
But then again, that's probably just because I lose all the time. If I actually did well at it, I'd probably be like, listen, lads, let's take this a bit more seriously. My favorite, one thing we did do recently that was really fun though was, Kevin, there's like an online platform, I can't think what it's called now, where you can play games online against people. So I did it with me and Kevin and Louise and her boyfriend Frank. We played online, and that was, I thought, oh god, this would be a kind of disaster. But it was actually quite fun. Yeah, you could some sort of type. There's like, you can see the board and you can see the cards, so it sort of virtualizes lots of kind of cards. It's quite good. My favorite one is this one where, what's it called? Is it Undermine or something like that? Anyway, right? You have to build like your little miners, your little gnome miners. It's like a card game, and you have to build little tunnels to just like 3 little cards, and you have to build a tunnel to get to the card to find the gold, right? And the gold's only behind one of the 3 cards, right? And you have to and each card could be like a lamp, or so that allows you to see where the gold is, or it could be a bit of path. So you're building the path, right? But saboteur, that's what it's called, saboteur. But also one of you or 2 of you, depending on how many's playing, is the saboteur, and your goal is to fucking like stop people getting to the gold and like blow up the mine and shit like that. But the reason the game is fun is like you can't let people know that that's what you're trying to do. So it's all this double game of like, I'm really good at it too because I'm great at lying. So it's all this like double think of like pretending you're trying to help them but not help them. And if you see the card and you see that it's on the top one because you can see the card thing, then like you have to think like, if they think I'm the bad guy, they'll believe me if I say it isn't there. But what if they don't think I'm the bad guy? What if they think that they know that I know? Then I will tell them the truth because it's really good fun. But like I like that those are the type of games I like. The ones that are like psychological as opposed to like actually skill. If it's anything to do with skill, I'm just fucked. If it's to do with lying, then that's my shit. That's my fucking.
That's gas.
My jam. We should play that one day now. That'll be good fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, you'd like that one now. You're a sneaky little saboteur gnome. That's your sort of MO already, isn't it? Undermining people, Gillian, huh? That's where that phrase comes from. You know, that undermining. They used to dig under walls of cities and then light a fire, and then the wall would collapse, and then you could come in and kill everybody. Undermining.
Oh, great.
Yeah, there you go.
That's lovely.
Fun facts. Back around the castles again. It's all very medieval. This podcast has been very medieval.
Very medieval, yeah.
Very good. Queen Gillian. See, now that's it. That could be another bobblehead as well. We get the standard comedy Gillian, but then like the pop, go pop, whatever they're fucking called, them ones. Limited editions, you know? Yeah.
Limited editions, that's a good idea.
Yeah, just do small batches, you know, bobbling away. I can't, but it'd be like, you know, when the new Jordan drops, people would be the new shoe drop, the new Supreme, people, the new little Jill doll drops.
Like, you get your little Jill. Get your little Jill.
People reselling on eBay for thousands of euros.
Thousands. Can't wait. Can't wait for this now.
Right, Gillian, very good. That's 1,000,000 hours worth of hilarious comedy gold, as always.
I mean, I think so. I do think they're getting better with every week.
I think that is an optimistic take from somebody who hasn't seen the playbacks. But yes, I do.